Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jayth. Welcome back to another episode of Road to Earnings, where I take a zero earned player under my wing as my duo, make him his first earnings, and have him make a name for himself in the community. In my last video, I mentioned the 4 players that I would be playing with. In this one, I got to play with 2 of them, Veers and Sales. So when I first got on Monday, I started playing 1v1s with Veer. I do want to note that on Tuesday, I actually found out that my settings were completely messed up. I had 50% 3D res on, and motion blur was also turned on, which gives your game insane input lag. So it's no wonder I was playing so bad this day. So not much really happens from me, but I do figure out how good they are. As you can see, Veer's destroying me. The score is 26-3. Given the settings were messed up, I do want to rematch with him because I seriously do look like a drone. But he's crazy. I mean, like look at this. I'm getting destroyed. It was a little embarrassing for sure. But eventually we started playing the Lightning Cup, and I was ready to see whether his mechanics would transfer in game from creative, and they definitely did. Like, we pushed his team and it's like full box 200, full box 1 HP, dead. So he knows how to key in game just as much as he does in creative. I even die and he's going to clutch up here. That pre-fire was nasty out of Veer. Given these aren't the best players, he really doesn't miss. And another thing is that we kind of had some good chemistry, as in like hold, take. We'll see he'll take this wall, pumps it, takes another, quick dead. That is the type of stuff I'm looking for my teammate, because that's something that I'm not so good at myself. So, you know, he can make up for that. These players were not that good. It is the Lightning Cup, of course. But it's still a good feel for chemistry and, you know, stuff like that. But we end up winning this first game with 24 kills, which puts us in a pretty good spot to qualify for finals, which is about 105 points. In the second game, we played low ground. He was so good at getting refreshes during endgames. We saw this in scrims earlier. I'm not going to put any of that footage in, but he's always looking so aggressively to find these refreshes and get me the mats, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Go for that. Right here was a little bit of a communication error or something. I thought he was behind me, but he wasn't. But even from here, he's going to be able to clutch up a top 3, which is, you know, perfect. He does all he could, uses his whites, and the kid from height ends up jumping down on him. Still a good game. Now, there was a game that he played solo from 3rd zone because I went down and he couldn't get my card. But because of how the timing worked with the games, it was better for him to play it out as a solo than for us to back out. In this game, he did so much damage. He probably could have had about 4 kills here if people were a little bit lower. But this is a clutch from 3rd zone, and he's already top 20. Especially when he has this gold pump too. I definitely got to get that thing to him whenever I can. Nice. 250 damage right there, like it's nothing. And like seeing someone be able to solo clutch like he does is such a good sign, because, you know, who doesn't want someone who can, you know, clutch when it matters? If I make a mistake and I go down, I know that he can carry his own weight. He can clutch up and get us some extra points here. So him getting what place? 5th place here from 3rd zone was absolutely absurd. Now in this last game, we had 101 points, and notice how we're pretty shambles. We have no movement. We have very little heals. I have about 2 minis, 1 splash. Oh, actually, we do have a rift. Sorry about that. But our mats weren't the best either. I'm 1-3, 2.5. So, you know, not the best. So we needed to clutch this game to qualify for the finals. And I'll just let this one play out. Pay attention to the refreshes that he gets, the shots that he hits to get us more mats, and how that helps us do so well in this game.
Okay, maybe on our tops. Okay.
Switch for zone. I'm only for the mats. First bar, I'm gonna swim.
Okay. Okay. Here, I'll drop few mats. Here.
It's double spray something.
Yeah. Oh. Dead.
Nice, bro. Go for
On me.
it.
Yeah. Got it.
You can go.
On my wall. 100. One piece. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Sprinting.
I'm on you. I have 300 metal. Here. I can lead if you need.
Yeah, on the side. I'm laying
Here.
mats.
Stay cards.
How much you got?
I have 500 wood right now.
Yeah, we gotta go this right side, I think.
Okay.
Sprinting.
On you. Dead.
Nice, I'm really good. What? You good?
Yeah, I'm on you.
We'll show. Let's look down.
Wait, here, take some. Looking down. Wait, I'm double teaming?
Right here.
Where? Wait. Dead, 200.
Nice.
Full box, another one.
I'm with you.
Come here, quick. 100, dead.
Another team.
Okay. Dropping. We gotta
I
follow
did
up.
no so down there as well.
Oh, here, I have max. Here. 0 builds on. Spread is good.
You ready? Oh, I gotta say, that's right.
Oh, you're in there.
You went all the way down.
Dropping. Yeah.
There's nothing behind us, I think.
Wait, I haven't met this.
It's a solo.
You're getting in?
Yeah. Dropping builds. Oh, I got fucking bumped off. Look at the right. On the tree. Oh,
Okay. I'm just dropping with you.
tell me what.
Nice, you should.
Out in the builds. Nice, bro. Let's go, Veer.
Let's get that.
So we ended up winning that game after being super shambles.
We won that game.
So we like easily qualified for the finals. In the finals, we fought up spawn a lot and didn't do too well, but I don't think that was a good like example of how we would actually do in a tournament. We just kind of didn't have a drop spot. So after I played with Veer, who I thought was really good, and I'm definitely gonna play with some more. This is when I tried out with AKA Sales. Now this is when I had fixed my settings. So now I had realized that my settings were messed up, and I started to play so much better. You can see, I don't know if you guys can notice, but I can. My input delay is so much less, and I absolutely pop off in this endgame. We have about 200 mats, 300 mats total right here, and we somehow managed to clutch this up. So I'll let you guys watch this.
Sprinting. Right side. Sliding.
My favorite again, that's hard.
I'm chilling here. There's nothing. I have 100 wood.
Look back, there's a kid right there. It's so weak by this. That's right then. Left your back. I'm lucky. Get up again. The pool's back up the hill.
Let's go out. They're swaying back up.
Okay.
Oh, I can take height.
Okay. I tried him.
Nice, bro.
He died. I got the body.
I've height.
I had to get the body. I'm looking for like the threat.
He's lurking right below turtles.
They have like no maps though. Thank you. There's that trap with them. Let me see. Nice. Nice, good kill. Let's see mats, I'm getting it.
There's some splashes.
I got max mats.
I'm pretty good as well. I have 3 splashes. I'm just gonna
Alright. I have 2 splashes for go up.
This is bottom.
Okay.
I'm dropping.
Alright, 2 solo. Nice.
Shit on.
Good shit. They grabbed it on me. They grabbed it on me. PSA. I'm back from there. Holy fuck, your team. It's a 1v2. Not believing you. I'm gonna do something since you have tears.
that was a really good game, and now I could definitely tell like my aim was so much better. I was playing with confidence. I was playing so much smoother. And we played a lot of scrims today. I think we scrimmed, or me and Sales scrimmed from like 12 in the afternoon to like 6. So we played a lot of games. And this was one of the games I clutched as a solo. I ended up going down a Pump here. He got my revenge. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I killed Pump in that last game. I pretty much just held my mats out the whole time here because I found 555. I tried to play my med miss, but it wasn't enough. It was only a 75 med miss. I might have won if it was 150. But I'm just gonna use this whole thing and hope that no one else has any heals. But of course they do. When I go and try to fight, once it runs out, it doesn't end up working out. We're gonna trade shots. And we go down in 3rd, but not a bad scrim still. So me and Cells had a pretty good start. We had a 2nd place and a 3rd place. Now, after that, we had a 14th place into a 10th place. There was always someone in Cells' box for some reason. Then we had a 13th place into a 14th place. And finally we had, I think, a 7th, but still, that's, you know, really not what we're looking for. But this last game, we started to find a groove a little bit more. We had 5 kills already in 2nd moving. We were starting to work together a little bit more. And also, you could tell that I was finally getting back to like how I should be. I was getting some kills myself. My aim was good. My building was good. Compared to the day before where I felt like I was miserable. We had really good mats right here, and if we could have just cut this low ground team off, we probably would have won the game. But Sales ended up getting caught, and I blue fought them, and we both go down. Now, even though it looks like me and Sale didn't have the best of games, at least maybe compared to Veer, I still think he's a really good player, and I'm even going to play tonight's Lightning Cup with him. I'm definitely going to give everyone like a fair bit of trying before I decide. I still have not played with Blizzard yet. I played with Yulzy for a little bit, but not really enough to know what I want to do with that. So I'm going to keep scrimming with them, and I'm going to keep posting content like this until I find who my duo is going to be. But all 4 of these players are really good, which is exciting because I actually think we can do well and not just make them their earnings, but maybe get a really good placement besides that. So we'll have to see. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and a sub per usual. And as always, have a good night.